Shalom, shalom. This is the brother Michael Ward from GMS Lake Charles Camp, coming at you again with another video through the Spirit. But before I do anything, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who strive and taught us this truth. And blessing to you brothers across four winds, pushing the truth sincerely. All right, the title of this video is going to be called "You Are So Close to Victory." Right, man. And everyone that has this 100% truth, everyone that's pushing this 100% truth, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, doing everything that pleases Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, we are getting closer and closer, to that victory. So we must keep going. Yes, it's going to get harder. Yes, we are going to come into some difficult times, but we must continue to go. We must continue to fight. And this quote that I came across inspired this video. It say, "You are so close to victory. Don't you dare give up." Right, man? Don't give up. Because the Lord, has, how I want to put it. He has, the Lord is going to give us, that crown and that everlasting life, if we, continue to do the things that pleases him, if we continue to endure through whatever come our way, because we have to know that the Lord is with us, with whatever we're going through. We have to know that the Lord is going to strengthen us, or make a way for us to escape no matter what we face with, man. When it looked like there is no way out, the Lord is still going to make a way. So we must continue to fight. This is Jeremiah chapter 29 and verse 11. It says, "For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, said the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end." Right, man. And what's that expected end? He want to give us the kingdom, but, we have to endure. The Lord didn't bring us, this far, just to destroy us. The Lord didn't bring us, this far, just to leave us, man. He brought us this far. That way, he can show his power. That way he can show, who's really in charge, man. This is James chapter 1 and verse 12. It say, "Blessed is the man that endure temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord had promised to them that love him." Right, man. We must endure whatever we're faced with, whatever we have to go through, no matter what it is. We have to continue to keep going, because it's going to get very bad out here, But the Lord is going to be protecting, his man. The scripture say, "I will work a work in your days that you won't believe, even if I have told you," man. So the Lord is going to show out, man. But, we have to believe that. We have to know that the Lord is with us, through everything that we're going to be faced with. This is Isaiah chapter 41 and verse 10. It say, "Fear thou not, for I am with thee." So the Lord is with us. It say, "Be not dismayed, for I am thy power. I will strengthen thee, yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness." Right, man. The Lord is going to be strengthening us and helping us in these situations that we're faced with, because we're going to be, faced with some bad things. Let me see. This is Revelation chapter 2 and verse 10. It say, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee the crown of life." Right, man. So when we're faced with these, situations, we have to be faithful unto death, man. Knowing that some of us might have to be mortal, some of us might have to go out that way, some of us gonna make it to the end, but we have to be faithful, and when they say tribulation 10 days is just going into a time period, not actually saying, you're going to be in there for 10 days, But being that, you're not going to get down with this program and get down with what this system push, yes, they're going to cast some of us into prison, cast some of us in those concentration camps, man. But we have to be faithful, man, no matter what goes on. You know, that's why the scriptures say, look at the men of old, man. Look at the things that they went through. Those wasn't no light things that they went through, man. You had brothers being killed, brothers being thrown in jail, thrown in the lion's dens, thrown in furnace, so on and so forth, man. Let me see. But, all those men understood, hey, the Lord got the power to deliver me out of this, and the Lord got the power to bring me back. So we must have that in our mind. The Lord has the ability, to give us what we need to endure. This is Matthew chapter 5 and verse 10. It say, blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Right, man. So it's a blessing, to be persecuted for righteousness' sake. Look at Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, man. They was persecuted for Salaki. The Maccabees brothers, Salaki. They was persecuted, for righteousness' sake, man. Whatever they had to go through, they was ready to die for it, man. And we must be the same way. We must be ready to go out with a bang. It say, blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and they shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Right, man. Get the putting Jake's face up on the news, spreading all these lies, so on and so forth, man. That's what they're going to do, man, because we are preaching, this true word. So they're going to try to twist Jake's words around, add into, get the saying bullshit, so on and so forth, man. But, we have to continue to fight. We can't give up, man. A lot of people don't want to be a prophet because what comes with being a prophet, man. Being a prophet comes with being hated by everybody, man. Just imagine, your whole town hates you, man, and you can't even show your face, because people gonna try to, kill you or give you up, and now you want to run, man. And hey, we're coming into some times to where it's not going to be cool being a prophet, man. This is Matthew chapter 5 and verse 12. It say, rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so they persecute the prophet. Salakia. Matthew chapter 5 and verse 12. It say, rejoice and be glad, exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. Right, man. The prophets, that was before us was persecuted, man. So shit, we're gonna have to go through the same thing. The scriptures say there's no new thing under the sun. So the things that was happening back then, is gonna happen today. But we have to trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. Trust that the Lord is going to get us through these things, no matter what we have to be faced with. Let me see. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 2 and verse 10. It said, look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any ever abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? Right, man. And these are questions, man. everybody that called upon Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man, he came through. You know, the Lord always going to come through. The Lord is going to help us in our time of need. But you must know these things. You know, it's going to come upon a time to where you're going to have to be patient, man. You're going to have to let the Lord work, you know, and not be so quick to move. That's when he going to show his true power, when you be patient and chill. You know, you can't be so quick to react. You know, by you being so quick to react, you know, you're gonna have a different outcome. You know, you can't how I want to put it, you can't try to take matters into your own hands, man. It's not gonna turn out good. This is Revelation chapter 22 and verse 12. It said, "Behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be." Right, man? So ask yourself, have you been doing the things that pleases Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua? Have you been being brotherly? Did you give it your all? You know? Are you keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability? You know, if you're doing those things, man, you have a great reward to look forward to, man. You know? But those that couldn't wait up on Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, those that, you know, stopped believing because things wasn't going their way, you know, I mean, they got a reward coming too, but it's not gonna be pleasing, man. The reward they're gonna get is death, you know. But those that stood stiffly for this truth, man, you're gonna get that kingdom, man. That's a reward. You know, being a part of that ceremony, that's a reward. You know, having these heathens, you know, in chains, that's a reward, man. Everything that the Lord is coming back to give us, hey, man, that's a reward, bro. That everlasting life, bro. Man, being one of the first fruits. Bro, blessings on top of blessings is coming. We just have to endure. We have to keep fighting, you know. We can't give up, you know. Let me go back to that quote. It say, "You are so close to victory." We so close, bro. We're in arm's reach. Now is not the time to be shaky in the spirit, man. Now is the time to be locked in even more. It say, "Don't you dare give up. Don't give up." We're too close to be giving up, man. We're too close to be, you know, trying to see what this world has to offer, man, because the Lord is not coming on your time, man. You know, we must keep that single eye. Keep your eye on the prize, man. You're getting closer. Don't worry about what the next man doing. You know, you focus on your task. But, you know, Lord willing, you know, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, elders in the Salaki. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who strive and taught us the truth. And peace, safety, and blessings to you brothers across four winds, pushing this truth and sincerity. Until next time, Shalom.